Hi, it's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today is day 9 of our easy Christmas cards, and this one is super easy. I hope you'll stay tuned. So this is the card I made, and it's really easy, and I'll tell you why it's so easy. It's because it's from a card that's already pre-made, and I just took the love that would be on the front of the card and I wrote my name under it so it looks like it's the back of the card. And then on the front of the card, I haven't put my sentiment in the inside yet, but I will. On the front of my card, what I did was I took a couple of different things. Okay, this is one of the card bases. Sorry about the glitter. I'm still going to be living with glitter for a couple years here. I was going to make it look like it was a package by putting a piece here and a piece there, and then just putting a picture like that. So let's make one that's that simple. And so I'm going to take my tape runner, hopefully I did a pretty good job on that. Is that straight? Can anybody tell? Can anybody decide for me? That looks pretty straight. At least to me it does. I don't know about if it does to the rest of you, but to me, we're going with it right now, right? And I'm going to take some scissors. I'm going to snip off the edges. Now you can make this as complicated or as easy as you want it to be. This is just like when you wrap a package, right? So you can do this simple. Because we're going to make ourselves an easy card. I'm going to try and get the whole thing covered. That glitter. I am one glittery girl, aren't I? Let's see if that's straight. It's really hard for me to tell if something's straight when I'm on an angle with the camera. I think that's straight. I'm going to press on it to get it down, and then of course I'm going to snip off the back again. Now I can take the one that I had, which is this one, and I can put it on an angle like that, or I can take another one. Let's see which ones I like. I have a bunch. Oh, I didn't show you how I did that. I had 12 by 12 cardstock and it looked like that, so I just cut it out. So if you have a paper pad that has anything in it that you can cut to make look more like this, then there you go. I can also, I could do that. I'm going to cut off tradition like that. And then I'm going to cut it off, let's see, where is that? Right at Mary. I'm going to cut a couple of those dashes out. That should give us the space we need to line it all up. Well, it's close. I know what you're thinking. That's almost unbelievable you did it that well. If you're not thinking that, you should be. Holy cow, for me to do it that well, that's just, you know, unbelievable. Alright, so I have either this package, I like the bigger one, I think. I have this package, and I'm just going to put it up on some dimensionals. Now the other thing I did with the first one is I added a bow with glitter and I added a button. This one I think I'm just going to leave like that. And there is our card. Okay, I cut Merry Christmas out of the gold paper, and I'm just going to attach it right there. So that is that card, and Here's the one we did a second ago. See how I put a little bit of glitter on that one? Let me do one more. So for our very last one, we're going to do something with our scraps, and I thought it'd be a little bit fun. We are going to have one more card tomorrow, and that will be number 10. Number 10 is going to be Rich's card that he is going to be doing for you. He promised viewers that he would make a card, and he doesn't like to go back on his promises. He's not really excited about his project, but he made a promise and he's going to stick to it. So in this card, what I thought I would do is I would just take some scraps, and I'll show you how I'm doing it. If you've never used one of these punches, they're nice. I don't know if they're still for sale, but I'm sure you can always buy them on eBay. It's from Stampin' Up. I think it's called a triple something punch. Triple, why don't they ever put the names on them? Stampin' Up people, please put the names on these things. I think it's like a triple tag punch. I might be making that up. Anyway, you center it in the very middle, and then you push on it, and it makes that the little V cut out at the bottom. So what I did was I'll show you a couple of these. What I did was I decided which ones of these I was going to place on the papers, or what papers, and like for instance this one. And I only wanted part of it because the other end I snipped both ends, and what I'm going to do with the other end is I'm going to use a different piece of paper. So this is only going to go like that far. So now I know how far across, and I can use those lines, the dots, as my straight across. So there's that one. Then I can take this piece off because I don't need it. And then I'll find another one. This one that has the little dots on it is cool. So we'll put a little bit of glue on it. And lay it in the center of our black V. Okay. Let's see if I need any more. So here's what I was thinking I would do. And some of these might be too long, some might be too short, but we're going to go with it anyway. I think that one's way too long, so I'm going to snip a little bit of that off. Okay. So let's put this one right here, or should I put them all up on glue dots? I don't think I'm going to put them on glue dots. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to put some tape runner, and not just tape runner, but also a little bit of wet glue, because that way we'll be sure it will stay secure and for good. I've had a lot of people ask me, how do I make sure that the things that I create are going to make it to their destination with all in one piece, like that the glue isn't going to come off, or the tape runner isn't going to be ruined, and you end up with something that's not attached to your card. Well, I can honestly say I don't know that if the things that I create are going to be attached to the card, but I will say this. I have a lot of cards that I've made that have not been mailed anywhere, and I've never had one of those fall apart. So I think one of the answers to that might be, most of the time I put two different types of glue on. I'll use a little bit of tape runner and some wet glue, and I think that does make a difference. That little piece does not want to stay down. I think I'm going to put more tape runner on these because they're so thick. Oh, you're staying on here now, buddy. I'm going to put a little bit more. And put a little bit of wet glue on this one. Sorry if I was out of camera. Sometimes that happens when I get a little excited doing this. I'm going to put this one. I'm going to overlap them like that. get one up any higher because I think I'm going to cut that one off. This is the one that is probably not going to stay glued down. Okay, I'll lay that one right there. Got a little glue on that, buddy. Glue everywhere. Jeepers creepers. I shouldn't have any problem with glue on everything, should I? Okay. And I have this tree. I'm going to put him right beside that. Then I have a couple more here. I just want to make sure that all of mine stick and that I have enough to go across the card. There. And I think I'm going to put this little fella right there. Yeah, I like that one because it lines it up. I don't know if you can see that, but it lines it up so that we have the same amount of space on both sides. That makes me happy. And believe me, that wasn't planned. If it would have been planned, that would have been unbelievable. I rarely can plan anything that well, huh? With my excess glue off. Then all I have to do is trim off the back. So I tore off the bottom and I put Merry Christmas on black VersaFine Onyx black ink and clear embossing powder, and just to make sure that I could get this to be just the way I want it to look shiny and, you know, kind of festive. And again, I'm going to put a little bit of wet glue on the ends and on the sides just to be sure we're keeping this bad boy all together. It's not going to come apart. Oops, that was taped in the wrong spot. Okay. Put that at the very bottom. I need to cut off a little bit on this end. A little bit. And there's that. So that is my other scrap card. There is the second one we made, and here's the one I made before it was on camera. So I think they're kind of fun and interesting and a good way to use up some scraps, and also a good way to use up those paper pads that you're not sure really what you want to do with them, but I kind of thought they were fun and interesting. So there are the 3 cards we made from scraps. I think it's a good way to use up those paper pads that you just don't know what to do with, and to come up with new and different ways to use scraps. I hope you liked it. You give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, our next and final one will be Rich's card. Hope you'll be watching. Bye-bye.